Hi, I'm Tyson Schwartz, the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Soft-Lite Windows. Today I wanted to go over one of Soft-Lite's flagship windows, the Elements window. As we go through this window, one of the first characteristics I want to point out to you is the 12-point fusion welding technology that this window has. There's a lot of windows on the market today that are just mechanically fastened, and what happens with a mechanical joint is over time it loosens up. Air and water tend to gravitate towards the inside of that window and eventually into your house. With the Elements window and the 12-point fusion welding technology, that just can't happen. One of the next characteristics of the window is this beautiful cove molding on the outside of the window. I guarantee you're just not going to see this type of exterior appearance with any other window that's on the market today. So when this window is installed, not only is it a great transition from your house throughout into the main frame of the window into the sash, it also offers great curb appeal for your home. There's a lot of windows that are out there today that have more of a boxy look, and when they're installed in your house, even though they're new windows, it looks like they don't even belong there. But again, with this handcrafted bevel on the exterior, it really makes that window join perfectly with your house and gives it that great curb appeal. One of the next characteristics this window has is this exterior glazing bead around the perimeter of the sash. The theory behind having an exterior glazing bead is this: the harder the wind blows on the outside, the tighter that inside seal gets inside the house or inside the window. So air, water, things like that, all the things that Mother Nature wants to throw at the window, they're kept at bay. They're kept outside the house where they belong. Next, we also have an extruded screen that's standard on the Elements window. There's some inexpensive windows on the market and even some higher end windows that feature like a roll form screen. But with an extruded screen, it's very durable, it's very tough. With the Elements screen, we also feature this locking system. So when the screen is in the up position, it's going to stay there. Finally, with the Elements window, we feature as a standard the Better View screen. And the neat thing about this Better View screen is it helps the screen blend into the exterior environment so you can look through your windows and really just have an unimpeded view of the outside. A couple other great features about this Better View screen is it offers great protection against pollen. It keeps a lot of the pollen that would normally get in with a normal screen outside. And finally, this also has great airflow. So when you do want to vent your windows, it's real easy to do so and you get the maximum amount of air coming in and out of your house. So as we move to the inside of the Elements window, one of the first things that you're going to notice is this beautiful wood grain interior that we have. The Elements window features a multitude of wood grains as well as 14 standard exterior colors. In fact, we can go so far as to custom match any exterior color that you would like. So in terms of taste and flexibility, whatever you want, the Elements window can deliver. Next, one of the unique characteristics about this window is the ILTIS locking system. You can see we have a nice clean appearance on the meeting rail here. On most windows you're going to notice tilt latches at either side of this window. But with the ILTIS system you don't have that, again making for a cleaner appearance. But when I unlock the ILTIS and I bring that top or the bottom sash up a little bit to tilt the window in, what I do is I just keep those locks moving towards the glass. The internal tilt latches disengage and the window tilts in for easy cleaning. Now of course on the top sash we still have our tilt latches on either side. Again, some of the less expensive windows on the market, they don't put the tilt latches here for whatever reason. Sometimes they just don't have the room, sometimes it's to cut expense. But if you can imagine over a kitchen sink, the best thing to do is have these dual tilt latches here to bring the window in and make it easy to clean the window. So when we engage that back, one of the next great characteristics about this window is the keeper system. Now with our keeper system, we say the keeper is in shear. Now what that means is the screws to the keeper are screwed in horizontally rather than vertically, like a lot of other windows that are on the market. In fact, the Elements window passes the structural forced entry test with flying colors because of the in-shear locking system. Next, what I wanted to talk to you about is the beautiful bevel on the inside of the sash. It's really handcrafted, it's sculpted, and it has a great transition from the sash all the way into the glass. One of the other standard features on the Elements window are the dual vent latches. So when I press the button, the vent latches engage, and then when I raise that bottom sash, now you can see we can vent from the bottom of the window. Now some people prefer venting from the top. So all you do is you grab onto the ergonomically designed lift rail on top, you pull that sash down, and now you can vent from the top of the window. I just talked about the lift rail, this ergonomically designed lift rail. Our lift rails are actually extruded right into the sash. There's a lot of other windows that are out there that have the lift rails screwed into the sash, snapped on somehow. But as I said, ours are extruded right into the sash, so they're always going to be there. They're not going to break. They're also, as I mentioned, ergonomically designed, so you can get your fingertips right underneath the lift rail and bring the window up. One of the last characteristics I wanted to talk about with the Elements window is this full-length interlock. So when we re-engage this bottom sash and we get that back into place, we lock the ILTIS system. That interlock is drawn close together. Now, we also filled the center meeting rails with something called K-beam, our proprietary K-beam, which features Kevlar, extremely strong and durable. So when we combined our K-beam, that full-length interlock, our keeper system, and the ILTIS locking system, we actually get a 0.01 air infiltration rate, the best in the industry and 30 times better than the acceptable industry average. This window, along with all of those other features, also has a DP70 rating. So all those things combined give you a great looking window that has unparalleled performance in the industry. So let's take a closer look at the corner cut. There's several characteristics that I want to touch on. First is the comfort foam insulation that we use here. There's various different philosophies that manufacturers have. One is not having any foam at all. The other is using stick foam that's just thrown in, it's not form fitted. And then finally we use this comfort foam. The great thing about it is it form fits right to the window. So there's no open voids, no open spaces. So the comfort foam works extremely well as opposed to some of these others that are on the market. The next feature that I wanted to talk about is this straddle gasket that you see. When the window is engaged and locked, you can see this Q-Lon weather stripping goes over the top of this upturned leg and creates what we call a straddle gasket. So when the window is locked and air or water is trying to get into the inside of your house because it's windy or what have you, it's got to go underneath the straddle gasket, over the upturned leg, towards the inside of the window. Then it hits something called our structural interlock that's featured on the lift rail that we talked about earlier. So it's got to go underneath the weather stripping there, underneath the structural interlock, over the inside dam of the window, and then towards the inside of the house. Great theory. Let's talk about realistic. That's just air and water is not going to make it towards the inside of your house. Thank you for investing your time with me today and learning more about Soft-Lite and the Elements window.